Hey everyone, Andrew here from the Aussie Reds show. So I wanted to do like an update on sort of our thoughts from the channel in terms of the transfer sagas and the Isaks and the Rodrigos and whatever's going on. It's there's mixed reports that Liverpool's lost interest in Isak. There's reports to say that they're fake, blah 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 blah. Well, regardless of whatever's happening, Liverpool needs a striker. The point is, Jota's no longer with us, unfortunately, because out of pretty much, I would have rather Nunez and Chiesa go and kept Jota. Jota was just always a team player, always came on and done the business. He did lose a bit of form here and there with his injuries, but I would have never have sold Jota if he was still with us. The fact that he's not, the fact that we're losing Nunez, we're going to probably lose Chiesa, and there's possibilities that we may or may not even get Isak. We're quite sort of a bit weak, a bit thin in the front line. Um, to me, getting rid of Diaz, I wish we didn't. I really wish we didn't get rid of Diaz. I think Nunez, I think Nunez and Chiesa should have been enough for this football club to sell, to keep Diaz, because we need the energy. What I loved about Diaz was he had this. People can talk about his goals and his assists, right? And I love Mane for the goals and the assists as well as the work ethic. But Diaz had tremendous work ethic. How many times did you see that guy running back and tackling? Honestly, I think selling Diaz for 65 million. I don't think it's. I don't think he's going to have a great time at Bayern Mane. I think he should have stayed. I think the club should have kept him. Should have bumped up his contract, kept him at the club, and then we could have gone, okay, bye-bye Nunez, bye-bye Chiesa. Now we're bringing in Isak or someone of that pedigree. Another sort of, this is going to sound wild, but $150 million for Isak. You better hope that he's the best striker that money can basically buy at this point, because 150 million. Some Newcastle fans are even going as high as 200 million. Hello, is anyone home for Isak? So if you're going to spend like 160, 170 million, I want to get the best striker out there that's going to come in and score 30 goals. And people are going to say, well, that is Isak because he's done it in the Premier League. There's a lot of pressure though. And Newcastle, he's the main man. Everything kind of goes to Isak. Everything flows to Isak. I don't see, I don't know. If we could have got him for that $100 million mark, all right, it's worth taking a punt. But not 150 million for Isak. Get it off your bike. Really? Not for me. No chance. And look, if Liverpool wants to go and signs him, for 150 million, you want him scoring more than 30 goals a season. And you want him doing that for the next 4 or 5 years. 30 plus. 150 million pounds? Shiza. So for me, I think it was a big mistake for the club to sell Diaz. I think that now at this point, I do believe that Nunez and Chiesa are gone. So here's another winger. And look, that kid, Egamoa, Nooni, great prospects. Really excited about sort of where they're going to go. I think Egamoa, I don't know how to say his name. That boy's definitely got a lot of talent. That boy's beaming with confidence, beaming with talent. The goals he's done, the coming off the wing and cutting in, that's the slot clock type winger. I think that Liverpool's going to definitely get a lot of value of in the years to come. But at this point, Liverpool's very thin at the front, and we're very thin at centre back. So this transfer business is far from over. And there's incredibly large amounts of business. And I don't see Liverpool getting rid of Núñez until we're confident that we're bringing in a centre forward. And like, I don't want Liverpool now to, look, they're going to sell Núñez. I just think it's just a matter of time how long it's going to take for them to sell Núñez. I think it was a big mistake getting rid of Diaz. I just don't know what the point was, because you're going to sell a player that is absolutely brilliant in the wide areas. Does Hugo Ekitike bring the amount of work ethic down the wide areas, or is he more a central player? And so, same thing with Gakpo. Like, one of the criticisms I've had with Gakpo was I never really felt like he was working hard off the ball, tracking back like a Diaz and the Mane style. And look, if you can do the business, like Salah wasn't necessarily works hard, but if you can do the business down the other end and score the goals, then we can forgive you. But the one thing I think people just overlooked with Diaz was that relentless tracking back and creating lots and lots of pressure for the opposition. Having players that can come back and press hard like he did and then go forward with the ball and be so dynamic and flamboyant. I put him on the same, that's what I love Mane for. I love Mane for that work ethic. Sometimes Mane didn't score the goals, but the work ethic always sort of down that wide areas was so important. The guy in the centre, I think, needs to work hard like a Firmino, but at this point, I think Liverpool's looking for a killer up front. And I love Robbie, and I love Firmino because, again, working really hard. And that Mane, Firmino, Salah was just, someone would pop up with the goals, and they would all generally work hard leading from the front. And I just don't know whether Liverpool's current front line with Gakpo, Núñez, and Salah, whether that's happening at that sort of aggressive rate. And we've all liked Núñez for his work rate and not his goals. So why haven't we liked Diaz for his work rate and not so much often his goals? And I think when he has scored, I think he's scored absolutely tremendous and top quality goals that I think Liverpool fans have just not given him the credit for. And I don't think we've sung his song as much as we should have. And I don't know. I don't know what the problem was. For me, I was a big fan of Diaz. And look, I know there's a lot of fans out there that love Diaz and that, but I just never felt that among the sort of fan channel groups. He really did get the respect. I really did think he was a remarkable winger. So what is Liverpool doing about the wide areas? I think now at this point, even if Núñez would stay, Liverpool needs a striker, Liverpool needs a left winger, and Liverpool needs a centre back. If Núñez goes, I mean, what's the point selling Chiesa for £18 million? I mean, we're talking about canapé money, like entree level money. What's the point? We need to strengthen those wider central defence, one striker, get rid of Núñez, that's fine, and then push on with the season. I don't know whether ISAK is coming. And I don't know if I would want, as a Liverpool fan, for 150, because you've got to convince me in the comments below. You've got to convince me. Buying Núñez for 100, because it's going to be 130 million plus add-ons. That's what Liverpool's probably going to go, right? And you've got to convince me this guy's going to score 30 goals a season plus for the next 2 to 3 seasons. If that's the case, then fine. And he's probably going to guarantee us that we're going to win the Premier League and go very far in the Champions League, like really far, like final far. And I don't know, like, it's not that I'm not convinced by ISAK. Like, from the very start, I even said I wanted to keep Diaz, to get rid of Núñez, to get rid of Chiesa, and at the time, if we got rid of Jota, then we need ISAK and Rodrigo. That's what I said. Even that's keeping Diaz. Like and subscribe to the channel, because I'm sure this is going to become the best Liverpool fans channel down under. So don't be a Scrooge. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.